Welcome back to the channel Wisdom of Stoicism. You ever walk into a room and instantly feel like you're not enough? Like everyone else knows more, has done more, is somehow better? Let me tell you something. That feeling is a lie. A lie created by fear, self-doubt, and the constant noise of the world around you. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest emperors in history, faced that same pressure. Yet he walked through life as if he was unshakable, calm, focused, not because he was born confident, but because he trained his mind like a warrior. He acted as if he was the best, not to prove anything to others, but because he had nothing to prove to himself. In this video, I'm going to share 7 powerful Stoic secrets inspired by Marcus Aurelius that will help you stop doubting, start believing, and carry yourself like the strongest man in the room, even when you're dead silent. These aren't just ideas, they're battle-tested lessons to build the kind of mindset that doesn't break, doesn't beg, and doesn't bow. So if you're tired of shrinking yourself to make others comfortable, if you're ready to take back your power, and if you're done waiting for permission to rise, then stay with me, because by the end of this video you won't just act like the best. You'll believe it and live it. Number 1. Master the inner kingdom. You want to act like you're the best? Then start where the real battle begins, inside your own head. Before you can convince the world of your worth, you have to convince yourself. Not through loud words or fake confidence, but through real control over your thoughts. That's where true greatness starts, within. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome and the king of self-mastery, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about that. Not riches, not titles, not fame. Your real power is your mind. Every day, most people wake up and let the world control how they feel. They check their phones. They react to emails. They compare their lives to others on social media. From the moment their eyes open, they're already losing the battle. Why? Because they've given up control of their inner kingdom. They've allowed outside noise to run the show. But you want to act like the best? You can't afford that. Marcus didn't rule an empire by chasing applause. He ruled it by mastering himself, his emotions, his impulses, his reactions. And if you want to become untouchable in a world full of chaos, that's your starting point. You must become the king or queen of your own mind. That means training your thoughts the way a warrior trains with his weapon. That means sitting with your fears and not letting them dominate you. It means feeling anger rise and choosing stillness instead. It means hearing doubt scream and answering with quiet belief. That's the kind of power no one can take away. Imagine walking into any room and not needing to prove anything. Not needing to be louder or more impressive. You simply know who you are. That's what happens when your inner world is solid. You stop chasing external validation. You start living from your core, and the world can feel that. But don't just imagine it. Start practicing it. First thing in the morning, before the world gets loud, ask yourself one question: what do I control today? And then focus only on that. Your actions, your attitude, your choices, not the weather, not other people, not the past, just what's in your hands. Write down the thoughts that are holding you back. Challenge them. Replace them with thoughts that build strength instead of fear. This isn't just motivational talk. This is practical stoicism. And it works. Mastering your inner kingdom doesn't mean you'll never struggle. It means you'll never be owned by the struggle. It means you walk through life with calm, quiet confidence, not because you're pretending to be strong, but because you've actually become strong. This is where your power begins. Not out there, but in here. Because once you rule your mind, no one can rule over you. That's how Marcus Aurelius lived. And that's how you start becoming the best, by acting like the ruler of your own world. Number 2. Kill comparison, build character. You know, one of the biggest traps we all fall into is comparison. It's so easy to look at someone else's life, their success, their looks, their confidence, and start to feel less than. You scroll through social media, and suddenly it seems like everyone else has it all figured out, while you're stuck wondering if you're good enough. Marcus Aurelius understood this too. Even though he was one of the most powerful men on earth, he didn't waste time comparing himself to others. Here's what he believed. Comparing yourself to others only wastes your energy and hurts your confidence. It's like trying to run a race while constantly looking sideways at everyone else. You lose focus. You lose your own rhythm. Instead, Marcus focused on one thing, building his own character every single day. He knew that the only person he really needed to compete with was himself. That's the real key to acting like you're the best. Not because you're better than others, but because you're better than who you were yesterday. Think about this for a second. When you compare yourself, you're looking outside. You're giving power to someone else's life story over yours. But when you build your character, you're looking inward. You're deciding who you want to be and working on that every day. That's a huge mindset shift. It means your confidence doesn't come from beating others. It comes from growing yourself. From knowing you are becoming stronger, wiser, and better in your own unique way. Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." How many times have you caught yourself worrying about what people think? Maybe you stayed silent in a meeting because you feared judgment. Maybe you didn't pursue a goal because you worried about failing in front of others. These moments are where comparison and fear sneak in. But the truth is, you have no control over what others think. You only control how you think about yourself. So, how do you stop comparing and start building character? It's simple, but it takes practice. First, every night before you go to bed, ask yourself one question. Did I act in line with who I want to be today? Did you show kindness? Did you stand your ground? Did you push yourself just a little bit? Your goal is progress, not perfection. Some days you'll do great. Other days, not so much. That's okay. The important part is that you keep trying. Next, stop the endless scrolling. Social media is designed to make you compare. Take control of your time. Spend more moments learning, creating, or doing things that make you feel good about yourself. When you build your own skills and habits, your confidence will grow naturally. You'll start to walk into rooms with your head held high. Not because you're better than anyone else, but because you respect who you are. Remember, acting like you're the best doesn't mean bragging or putting others down. It means quiet confidence. It means knowing your worth without needing anyone else to validate it. It's about becoming the person you admire, and that's exactly what Marcus Aurelius did. So, from today, kill the habit of comparing yourself to others. Build your character instead. Grow a little bit stronger each day, because when you do that, you'll realize no one else can be better than you, as long as you keep being the best version of yourself. Number 3, carry yourself like a quiet king. Imagine walking into a room, and without saying a word, everyone feels your presence. Not because you shouted or bragged, but because of the calm confidence you carry with you. This is exactly how Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, moved through the world. He wasn't loud or flashy. He didn't need to prove himself with words. Instead, he ruled with quiet strength. Marcus understood something very important. Real power doesn't come from showing off. It comes from being steady, grounded, and sure of yourself. When you carry yourself like a quiet king, people notice. They listen. They respect you without you having to demand it. You might be thinking, that sounds nice, but how do I do it? The answer is simpler than you think. First, it starts with your mindset. Acting like the best isn't about being arrogant or better than anyone else. It's about knowing your worth and acting in a way that shows you respect yourself. Confidence is silent. It doesn't need to shout or boast because it's secure inside. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That means stop trying to convince others you're someone great. Instead, focus on being that person every single day. Your actions will speak louder than words. Another key to carrying yourself like a quiet king is your body language. Stand tall, keep your shoulders back, and hold your head high. When you do this, you naturally project confidence. People pick up on it, even if you're not saying anything. Also, slow down your speech. Speak clearly and calmly. When you rush or raise your voice, it can make you seem nervous or unsure. But when you talk slowly and with purpose, it shows you are in control and thoughtful. This simple habit will change how people listen to you. Remember, quiet confidence isn't about pretending to be perfect. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, even with your flaws. Marcus was not perfect. He made mistakes, but he accepted them and kept improving. That's what real strength looks like. If you want to practice this, start small. The next time you enter a room or join a conversation, pause for a moment before speaking. Take a deep breath. Ground yourself. Let your presence be calm and strong. You can also practice stillness. In today's noisy world, being calm is rare. When you are still and composed, you stand out. People will naturally respect you more because they see that you're not easily shaken. Dressing well also helps. It's not about expensive clothes, but about wearing something that makes you feel confident and comfortable. When you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, it shows. Lastly, practice patience. Quiet kings don't rush to prove themselves. They wait for the right moment to act. They understand that real influence builds over time. So, be patient with your journey. To sum it up, carrying yourself like a quiet king means knowing your worth without bragging, using calm, confident body language, speaking slowly and clearly, being comfortable with your imperfections, practicing stillness and patience, dressing in a way that makes you feel confident. Marcus Aurelius lived this every day. He ruled a vast empire with humility and quiet strength. And you can bring this same power into your life. Act like you are the best, not because you want others to believe it, but because you truly believe it yourself. This kind of confidence is unshakable. It's magnetic, and it's the secret to standing tall in any situation. Number 4, your self-talk is your throne. Have you ever stopped to listen to the voice inside your head? That little narrator who comments on everything you do. Maybe it's telling you, you're not good enough, or you can't do this. Or sometimes, it's even harsher, criticizing every mistake and feeding your doubts. But here's the truth Marcus Aurelius wants you to understand. The way you talk to yourself shapes everything about your life. Marcus didn't just fight wars and lead an empire. He fought battles in his own mind every single day. In his journal, which we now call Meditations, he recorded powerful reminders to himself. These weren't random thoughts, they were instructions. Instructions to treat himself like a king treats his kingdom, with respect, care, and discipline. When you realize your mind is your throne, it changes how you carry yourself in the world. Imagine if every time you made a mistake, instead of beating yourself up, you said, "It's okay, I'm learning." Imagine if when challenges come, you told yourself, "I've got this. I am strong enough to handle it." That voice inside can either tear you down or build you up. You get to decide which. The most successful people, whether they're CEOs, athletes, or leaders, know the power of positive self-talk. They don't ignore failure, but they don't let it define them either. Marcus Aurelius believed the soul becomes colored by your thoughts. If your thoughts are dark and negative, that's the life you'll live. But if your thoughts are clear and strong, that's the person you become. So, how do you start treating your self-talk like a throne? First, be aware. Pay attention to what you're telling yourself every day. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't," pause and ask, "Is this really true?" Then replace that thought with something better. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be true and empowering. Next, speak to yourself like you would speak to someone you respect. If a close friend came to you doubting themselves, you'd probably encourage them, right? You wouldn't yell or insult them. So why do it to yourself? Start practicing kindness in your inner dialogue. Say, "I am enough. I am doing my best." Marcus also reminds us that we have control over this inner voice. It might be loud and chaotic sometimes, but you have the power to change the channel. Every morning, try looking in the mirror and saying out loud, "No one is better than me. I am capable. I am becoming stronger every day." This simple habit can rewire your brain over time. But don't just take my word for it. Try it yourself. Write down 3 positive things about who you are. Repeat them daily. Over time, these truths will become your reality. Your throne will be firm and unshakable. Remember, acting like you are the best starts in your mind. When you talk to yourself like a king or queen, you carry that confidence everywhere. You stop worrying about what others think because you already know your worth. The journey isn't always easy. Some days, that inner voice will try to trick you, to convince you that you're less than you are. But the Stoic way is to stand firm, to remind yourself that your mind is your kingdom, and you are its ruler. So, right now, wherever you are, take a deep breath and say to yourself, I am the master of my thoughts. My self-talk is my throne. Let that be your shield against doubt and fear, because when your mind is strong, no one can make you feel small. Number 5. Accept death, embrace power. Marcus Aurelius faced a lot in his life. He was an emperor during one of the hardest times for Rome. There were wars, plagues, and personal losses. He lost children, friends, and trusted advisors. Yet, through all this pain and uncertainty, Marcus held on to one powerful idea. Memento mori, remember you must die. At first, this might sound dark or scary, but it's actually the key to living a stronger, braver life. Think about it. How often do we worry about what other people think? How much time do we waste trying to avoid failure or embarrassment? Marcus teaches us to flip that around. When you remember that your time is limited, suddenly, those fears don't seem so big anymore. Imagine waking up every day knowing this might be your last chance to make an impact, to take a step forward, to speak your truth. How would that change your actions? How would you walk through your day? This is the power of Stoicism, facing death head-on, not to fear it, but to use it as a tool for courage. Marcus didn't spend his days hiding from challenges or delaying tough decisions. He stepped into his role fully, knowing that life is short and every moment counts. And here's the secret, when you accept that death is part of life, you stop playing small. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop asking for permission to shine. You act like you're the best because you understand this truth deeply. Life doesn't guarantee a second chance. That's why the secret is so powerful. It's not about arrogance or thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about realizing that time is your most valuable resource, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. So, when you act like no one is better than you, it's because you're owning your power right now. You're deciding to live fully, not later, not when things are just right, but now. This mindset pushes you to move forward, even if you're afraid. It gives you the strength to say no to distractions and yes to what matters most. It frees you from the chains of doubt and regret. Here's a simple practice to help you embrace the secret in your daily life. Every morning, look in the mirror and say to yourself, today might be my last day. I will live with purpose, courage, and honesty. Let those words sink in. Let them remind you that you're here to make a difference. Not just for others, but for yourself. Remember, Marcus wasn't a perfect man. He struggled, he doubted, and he made mistakes. But what set him apart was his ability to keep facing the truth of life without running away. Death is inevitable, comes for all of us. But how you choose to live before that moment, that's where your real power lies. So embrace the power of memento mori. Let it light a fire inside you to act boldly, to walk with confidence, and to carry yourself like the best version of yourself. Because in truth, you are. This is not just ancient wisdom. It's a call to action for all of us today. Don't wait for life to happen to you. Step up. Own your time. Be fearless. After all, the greatest freedom comes from knowing that even death can't stop a soul that's truly alive. Number 6. Purpose over popularity. When we talk about confidence and acting like you are the best, it's easy to get caught up in what others think of you. We live in a world full of likes, follows, and constant approval seeking. But Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, teaches us something much deeper. Purpose is more important than popularity. Marcus wrote a lot of his thoughts and lessons in a personal journal called Meditations. But he never intended for anyone to read it. He didn't write to become famous or to impress people. He wrote to improve himself, to remind himself of what really matters. That's a powerful lesson for all of us today. You see, popularity is temporary. It's based on others' opinions, which can change at any moment. One day you're on top, and the next you might be forgotten or criticized. Popularity is like a wave. It rises and falls. But purpose is steady. It's the foundation you build your life on. When you act as if you are the best, you don't do it to show off or to be liked by everyone. You do it because you are connected to something bigger, your values, your goals, your mission. And that is what gives you real power. Think about people you admire, not for their fame, but for their impact. The ones who change lives, who lead quietly, who keep pushing forward even when no one is watching. They are driven by purpose, not by applause. Marcus reminds us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. This means your actions should come from your own sense of what is right and true, not from what's popular or accepted by the crowd. So, how do you find your purpose? It starts with asking yourself honest questions. What matters most to you? What kind of person do you want to be? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Write down your answers. Keep them close. Let them guide your decisions. When your purpose is clear, you stop worrying about pleasing everyone. You stop chasing likes or followers just for the sake of it. Instead, you focus on what truly matters, and that focus will make you stand out naturally. Living with purpose also means being ready to face criticism or rejection. Because when you don't bend to popularity, some people won't like what you do. That's okay. Marcus teaches us to accept that we cannot control what others think or say about us. What we can control is how we respond and how true we stay to ourselves. Imagine waking up every day knowing your actions align with your deepest values. Imagine walking through life with a calm confidence because you don't need anyone's approval. That is real power. That is what it means to act as if you are the best. So, let this secret sink in. Don't aim to be popular. Aim to be purposeful. Focus on your mission and let popularity follow naturally or not at all. Your worth is not measured by the crowd, but by your commitment to your own path. Remember, acting like you are the best is not about being better than others. It's about being the best version of yourself, driven by a purpose that no one can take away. Number 7. Detach from the outcome, rule the process. When we think about success, most of us focus on the end result. We want the promotion, the praise, the big win. But Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, taught us something very different. He showed us that the real power is in controlling what we can, our effort, our attitude, our actions, and letting go of what we cannot control, like the results or what others think. Imagine you're training for a marathon. You follow your daily runs, eat right, rest well, and stay consistent. But on race day, the weather is terrible. Or maybe you get a cramp and don't finish the way you hoped. If you only cared about the finish line, you'd be crushed. But if you focus on doing your best every single day, no matter the outcome, you win in a deeper way. Marcus knew this well. As emperor, he faced things no one could predict. Wars, betrayals, sickness, loss. Yet, he didn't waste time worrying about what he couldn't change. Instead, he focused on controlling his own mind, staying calm, and doing what was right in the moment. He once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means obstacles aren't roadblocks. They're opportunities. When things don't go your way, that's not a reason to stop. It's the exact reason to push harder and become stronger. This secret is about detaching from the outcome. It doesn't mean you stop caring about your goals. It means you stop letting the fear of failure or the need for approval control you. You focus on the process, the daily habits, the small choices, the effort you put in, because those are the things you truly control. Think about the times you've been stressed because you didn't get the recognition you wanted or the project didn't go as planned. How much energy did that waste? Imagine redirecting all that energy to improving yourself instead. When you do this, you become unstoppable. Act like the best by mastering your process. Set your standards high every day, and don't let temporary setbacks shake you. Remember, even Marcus Aurelius couldn't control the empire, but he controlled himself. And that's the true power. To put this into practice, start by focusing on what you do daily. Set simple goals like waking up early, sticking to your plans, being kind, learning something new. Celebrate those small wins because they build your character. Next, when things don't go your way, remind yourself, I did my part. The rest is beyond me. This mindset frees you from stress and disappointment. You learn to flow with life, not fight it. This doesn't mean you give up on your dreams. It means you give up on needing external validation to feel worthy. You become your own judge and your own champion. You find peace in knowing you are doing your best. When you live this way, you stop chasing the approval of others. You stop fearing failure. You walk with quiet confidence, knowing that your worth isn't tied to what happens outside. You own your power from within. So, if you want to act like the best, start by ruling your process. Focus on your daily discipline, your attitude, your effort. Let go of the results you can't control. Because in that space of freedom, where you focus only on what you can change, you become truly powerful. Remember, Marcus Aurelius didn't rule the empire by trying to control everything. He ruled himself. And that's the secret every one of us needs to learn. Remember, acting like you are the best doesn't mean being arrogant or putting others down. It means believing in yourself, owning your power, and living with quiet confidence. Marcus Aurelius showed us that true strength comes from within, mastering your thoughts, focusing on your purpose, and accepting life's challenges with calm and courage. When you start to see yourself this way, no one else's opinion can shake you. You become unstoppable, not because you prove it to others, but because you know it deep inside. So take these secrets to heart. Build your inner kingdom. Walk through life like a king who doesn't need to shout. Be patient, be disciplined, and keep your eyes on what really matters: your character and your journey. This is the power of Stoicism, and this is how you become the best version of yourself. If this video inspired you, please hit the like button to show your support. It helps us reach more people who want to grow stronger every day. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss new videos about Stoic wisdom and self-mastery. Also, I'd love to hear from you. Write a comment below telling us which secret resonated with you the most, or how you plan to start acting like the best version of yourself today. Thank you for watching. Keep growing, stay strong, and remember, you are the ruler of your mind.